The environmental impact of crypto, much like Kanye West's wardrobe choices, has been a hotly debated topic. In fact, a platform for digital artists called ArtStation recently pulled plans to release an NFT marketplace after it received backlash from its users, and you thought your parents were strict. So with all this confusion and all these opinions flying everywhere, we decided to do a little bit of a deep dive so that we can compare the ethical and environmental impacts of crypto versus that of a financial institution. We were surprised by what we discovered. So crypto needs to go through a process referred to as mining, which is a complex verification method that ensures the same coin is never spent twice. Since no human mind could ever solve these equations, and no, not even that suspiciously good-looking janitor you know from MIT could solve them either. And that of course leaves it to computers to solve these mega complex equations. And computers use power, and depending on the cryptocurrency, they can use a lot of it. But let's talk about fossil fuels for a minute. As suspected, banks, in particular American banks, are about as innocent as Jeffrey Epstein teaching a massage class at your local high school. To help explain, take a look at this graph. Notice how Chase, also known as the Bank of Satan, is overwhelmingly at the top of the list. In fact, since the Paris Agreement, the world's 60 biggest banks have financed over $3.8 trillion worth of fossil fuels. And you don't have to work at Jurassic Park to know that's a lot of dead dinosaurs. So when it comes to crypto, according to the Cambridge Center of Alternative Finance, Bitcoin is by far the most environmentally unfriendly crypto, which consumes about 110 terawatt hours per year. This works out to 0.55% of global electricity production, or the equivalent energy consumption of Sweden, which is admittedly pretty high, but it's still less than the energy English Prime Minister Boris Johnson uses anytime he blow dries his hair. I know all this sounds like a lot, but it's also worth noting. Energy consumption is not equivalent to carbon emissions. For example, a unit of hydro energy will have considerably less environmental impact than the same unit of a coal-powered energy unit. Not to say coal isn't important. After all, what is Santa supposed to give to the naughty children for Christmas? A double album of Warren Buffett's greatest rock hits? I don't think so. So analyzing the energy used in the banking system is a bit more complex than analyzing crypto. But it seems that there are 4 key areas that have to be taken into account: data centers, bank branches, ATMs, and card network data centers. Research has found that these 4 areas of the global banking industry use roughly 263 terawatt hours per year, which is more than double that of Bitcoin. And that's not even factoring in all the carbon waste or energy spent when your bank charges you a $35 overdraft fee when your account balance reaches negative 0.12 cents. And we also can't ignore that the centralization of the financial system also contributes to the industrial prison complex, financing of wars, political lobbying, and all kinds of other nasty social issues. By the way, Chase Bank's CEO, Jamie Dimon, once said cryptocurrency was a fraud, and then recently turned around and actually bought millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But don't worry, he says he's an honest guy, and a man of such integrity at the helm of one of the largest banks in the world. I can't imagine why we all wouldn't be safe in his hands. But still, considering that crypto may be our future, these numbers, though less environmentally impactful than the banks, are still not good enough. And as long as we continue to lag behind on renewable forms of energy, we'll continue to stay in the dark ages of using the planet like our own personal waste bucket. Because we only have one Earth, and we can't just dump it the way Leonardo DiCaprio does his girlfriends when they turn 25. And environmental negligence is not a good look in 2022. If you're interested in researching environmentally friendly and decentralized coins, we recommend looking into SolarCoin, Power Ledger, Cardano, and Stellar, to name a few. These projects are working to approach energy consumption as a focus rather than an afterthought. How does that video make you feel? Are you more or less hopeful that we can turn crypto in the right direction, one that prioritizes our precious planet? Let us know in the comments.